All right, well, moving on to other news, and Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to announce relaxed COVID-19 rules aimed at reviving the country's economy, battered by months of closure, which were aimed at containing the spread of COVID-19. Among the announcements that Kenyatta is expected to make is the definite timetable for the reopening of schools and other learning institutions. Bar owners will also be waiting with bated breath to know if the president will finally allow them to operate. Kenyans will also be hoping that the head of state lifts a 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. curfew that has been on for 3 months now. Kenya's COVID-19 positive infections have been on a decline in the last few months, leading to calls for government to relax the current restrictions to allow the economy to thrive. We're now joined by our correspondent, our reporter in Kenya, Sarah Kimani. A very good afternoon to you, Sarah. Thanks very much for availing yourself to SA Today this afternoon.
Thank you very much for having me, and a very good afternoon to you too.
Sarah, just to kind of go off track a little bit, I mean, it's really, really great news, and it's great to see that the survival rate of coronavirus is quite high in Kenya. Can we just talk about what the country has actually been doing right, as much as Kenyans are asking the president to relax rules? Kenya has done actually quite well in dealing with the coronavirus. Talk to us about what actually has been done right. I see some international media asking questions about how Kenya has managed to do so well, and perhaps you can give us an update really.
Well, as we speak today, the president, the Minister for Health has announced that only 53 people tested positive out of over 1,000 tests that were conducted in the last 24 hours. Now, right now, as we speak, a COVID-19 conference is underway, and what the government is doing is reviewing what it may have done right and where it may have gone wrong. And one of the things that they are saying is that shutting down the country early, whether it is the airspace, whether it is the schools, whether it is the borders, that may have helped a great deal to contain the spread of the disease. But also, there were a lot of campaigns for hand washing, wearing the masks properly, social distancing. All those seem to have worked to the advantage of Kenya, and that is probably why the infection rates have been low, but also the number of deaths have also been low. But there have also been other people who have criticized Kenya, saying that compared to other countries, for example, South Africa, the number of tests that the country has been able to do in the last 6 months are very few. Probably the reason why, when you look at the numbers, they may look low, but maybe there are a lot of asymptomatic people who are walking around the country. But we must admit that Kenyans have also been very keen in adhering to the restrictions that have been put in place. You see, when you walk around Nairobi or any other major cities, you will see people still having their masks on. You will not enter any public building without a mask. Outside every public building, you have to wash your hands. Temperatures are taken. So indeed, Kenyans have been proactive themselves in ensuring that they follow science more than anything else.
Yeah. And what have, social commentators really been saying about President Uhuru Kenyatta's announcement, his set announcement of new measures, and what is really the expectation then in that regard moving forward for Kenya?
Well, a lot of people are tired of being locked up at homes. People have lost business, people have lost jobs. And so the rallying call today, and actually in the last 1 week, has been open up the economy. People who own bars and clubs and entertainment joints have not had any work for the last 6 months. People in events have not had events. Weddings are still restricted to just 100 people. Funerals are also restricted to the same number. Churches are still closed, only 100 people at any given time. And so people now saying it is time for the country to, move on. We have learned that indeed, if we observe science, wash our hands, wear masks, and social distance, we may be able to still control the virus. And so people are saying maybe the president should reopen the country, but insist on responsibility. Parents are, however, wary, and many of them are saying either they have lost their jobs or their incomes, and so they're saying reopening of schools at this point is going to leave a lot of children outside because they may not be able to pay school fees. So a lot of them saying, let the year continue being a dead academic year, let schools reopen in January as was earlier planned.
Yeah, so everybody's sort of accepting the fact that the academic calendar, as far as academics are concerned, that the year has been pretty much written off. We do understand that the Ministry of Education had announced that really 2020 is a write-off at this stage. So really everybody quite okay with that in Kenya, Sarah?
Partly, there are those who still feel that it would be wrong to make children repeat a whole academic year.
Yeah.
The children themselves, especially those who are going to sit the national examinations, the equivalent of the matric in South Africa,
yes,
and also the primary school examinations that determine which secondary schools they move to. A lot of them are feeling that they should be let to go back to school so that they can continue with their education. Others feeling that it's been too much, 6 months, maybe we should just let the whole year go and then start afresh in January. Very conflicting, reactions. But there is a concern that if the schools continue being closed, we're going to lose out on a lot of children who either will be married off, will fall pregnant, or will just lose interest in school. And so a lot of women rights organizations, including the United Nations Children's Education Fund, saying that it is time to reopen schools if we are to save a generation that might be lost if schools continue being closed.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much for speaking to us and giving us that update on the situation in Kenya. We'll certainly be catching up with you in our later bulletins. Thank you very much, Sarah Kimani, our correspondent there in Kenya. Thanks so much.